last few days. And Craig, the models you're saying have adjusted a little bit, but still saying there's going to be some snow coming.
Still a major winter storm. I mean, for the country, for the eastern half of the country, this is going to be a very, very big weather story. And we'll talk about this as we go along here. I want to start off by showing you kind of what's changed a little bit since yesterday. And remember, throughout the week, since we've talked about this developing system, we've always said how important it is to stay tuned for updates. That's not lip service. That's not just trying to get people, let's get more clicks and views. None of that. The bottom line is things can change, and they often do, especially when you're talking about something that's 4 or 5 days out. Now, let's take a look at what's gone on. Overnight, the model's still very consistent in developing this winter storm. It will be a big story across parts of the country. Where exactly we see the heaviest snow, that's what's still playing out. The models have shifted a little farther to the north, and there looks like now there's going to be some more warmer air, kind of what we call entraining into the system, getting wrapped or pulled into the system. And that is going to promote some different things. We're going to see some areas with mixed precipitation. We're talking about various forms of kind of rain-snow mix or some sleet, possibly some freezing rain, which I think folks can agree that is nothing fun to deal with there. Freezing rain is no bueno. As we look forward, we're also going to see areas of rain, and then some areas we'll see mostly snow. So the bottom line is the snow forecast is really tricky. So many times when it comes down to a winter storm, people get hung up. Well, you said it was going to be 3 inches or 5 inches or 20 inches or whatever. That's not the big deal here. The big deal is that there is a winter storm that's going to come in, and it's going to impact much of the eastern U.S., and we're going to see some impacts with wintry weather here. So again, this is going to be a long-duration event. We've extended now our weather impact alert, really shifted it. I was saying yesterday it would start Saturday, most likely afternoon. Well, we're calling that weather impact alert really Saturday afternoon through Monday morning, because the tail end, it's now looking like there's a possibility some of this precip could hang around. Now, as far as the impacts go, I bumped up the impacts from rain. And not that it's going to be widespread flooding, rain, or anything catastrophic that way. No, I just want folks to know there's going to be more rain in the mix. In addition, there's still going to be that moderate to high impact from snow. And then ice, we bumped that up to really a moderate level now. It depends on exactly where the system tracks and where that mix of sleet and freezing rain sets up. But ice is a greater concern relative to yesterday. Right now, the winds don't look as bad. As far as our confidence meters go, precip type, I am very confident we're going to see an array. Snow, mix, rain, sleet, freezing rain, all possible for various parts of southeast Virginia and northeast North Carolina. Earlier in the week, it looked like it was going to be mainly snow, just a little bit of rain down along the southern Outer Banks. Now, because this is farther north, we're getting more warm air in. It's very likely that we're going to see a wide variety of precip types. Snow totals, this is far and away the least confidence that we have in any element of the forecast. It's low to moderate because the models are varying. We've seen huge swings in snowfall projections. And depending on where you are, if you're in the north, more snow. If you're near the coast or down to the south, you may be disappointed, especially if you wind up getting ice. As I mentioned, timing on the storm remains fairly consistent, so we are highly confident it's going to be a Saturday into Sunday and early Monday thing. All right, let's take a look at those latest kind of snow odds from our various ensembles. Eugene, I know this is something we talk about, and you enjoyed this, so if you have questions, we'll stop and kind of break it down. What you're looking at here are the chances for 1 inch of snow or greater, 3 inches of snow or greater, 6 inches or 12 inches of snow or greater, and you see 3 different ensemble models. Now, the ensembles, it's a model we take, and you adjust the kind of inputs or some of the variables, and then you just keep running the model over and over and over again. You know, maybe what if the winds are here? What if the temperature's here? Or the dew point's here? And what if the upper level winds are here? You keep running that model over and over. It gives you what looks like a spaghetti plot. You know, with the hurricanes, when we run the ensembles, you see all these different possible hurricane tracks. And then you take a look at where's the greatest concentration. That's the likely forecast. In this case, we've taken a look, and here's what the European ensemble said. there's a 60% chance we have 1 inch or more. If you watch this, I think it was late Monday or I guess early Tuesday, we started doing this particular thing. It was like 100%.
Yeah, I was going to mention the numbers are very different from they were in terms of the confidence level, because I think it wasn't one of the lines was all 100 at one point.
Yeah, I mean that was Euro AI, and it wasn't 100% that we were going to see all the way out that much, but very high amounts we would see 1 inch, 3 inches, or 6 inches, and then it dropped down to like 60% or something for 12 inches. Okay. Today, you can see all those red arrows indicating that the Euro AI is like, okay, we're going to back it up.
Yeah.
And what I want to stress, and I'll tell you, Olivia, you can pop me back up on camera so I can make this impassioned plea to our viewers. When you see these numbers, this isn't what Craig Muller thinks is going to happen or what Tim Pandagis or Taylor or Hunter or Evan are saying. I feel like it's 60% with the Euro. What we're doing here is we are passing along the specific output for Norfolk from these and letting you see what we're seeing in terms of, oh, okay, it's trending a little warmer with less snow. Or in the case of the GFS, when you take a look at those green arrows, GFS has actually gone back up a little bit. So while the Euro's saying, no, not as great, Euro AI down in all of those categories, the Euro model, not the Euro AI, but the Euro model is holding the same numbers that we saw last night. It was lower, but they've been kind of holding on to this idea that we get more rain in. The GFS is saying, wait a second. I actually think there might be a little bit more snow, at least to these thresholds for parts of the area. So lots of questions still remain, but I wanted to share that with you. Now, here's what the models are actually spitting out this morning, and this is the one that may catch your eye. If you recall, yesterday we had like 9 inches or so. Basically, for Norfolk, the number's been cut in half. Virginia Beach, 4 to 5 inches. Norfolk, 4 to 5 inches at the airport. Maybe a little bit more for downtown based on this kind of spread of forecast potential. You look at the Euro, they're down to about 1 inch in Virginia Beach, about 2 inches in Norfolk. Obviously a lot less. And why is that? Because it's warmer. We get more rain in, knocking that down. Same thing, that GFS still calling for a lot of snow Saturday night into Sunday morning. But as that warmer air comes in, it's going to knock down the totals. Do you have questions about that, Eugene, before we come off that?
It's been fascinating to me. I talked to my family because they're in Louisiana, and I was talking to some other friends, me being from Georgia, and all of them are all kind of having the same kind of phenomenon question for them because they're places that are not used to getting and seeing this type of potential accumulation there. And so it's just been interesting to me to see the system as big as it is, affecting so many states, particularly in the South. Yeah. And all of them bracing for this. I mean, it makes more sense Midwest and the Northeast, but the fact that this is impacting Southern Belt has been something that's been very fascinating.
Something folks think about. I want to show you. Let me see if I can pull this up. I'm doing this kind of on the fly here, and I'm looking at also what we did on the weather desk. I'm going to pull this up on the fly, and we're going to take a look at the GFS because I have a buddy that was reaching out to me from just outside of Memphis saying, hey, is this hype or is this real? That's my favorite. Are you guys hype? Not you guys, hype or real? But, it's like our local folks hyping this up. There is no point in hyping this up, okay? This is, hey, here's what our very best guidance is saying. You make your decisions. Look it down across the Deep South from Texas to Louisiana. This is Mississippi, Alabama, northern portions of Georgia, South Carolina. This is Saturday morning, 8 o'clock. You can see that mixed precip and freezing rain for parts of the area. And you can see as I bring this to the forward in time a little bit through the afternoon, you could see, it just jumped ahead, but you could see, my point is I'll try to bring it back a little bit. That's Sunday afternoon. I mean, parts of Georgia seeing some freezing rain down there. Yeah. They're not used to dealing with, who really is used to dealing with ice on the roads. I mean, I guess there's some parts of the country, but you know what I'm saying. That is an area that will have to make some significant adjustments. So that's the GFS, the Euro, very, very similar. And the other thing is look at how far north that heavy snow extends through Pennsylvania and back up towards New York. Taking a look at the Euro, same deal. You see how that snow spreads to the east, and then you get that mix down across the deep south. I told my buddy down around Memphis, I said, hey, don't get hung up on the snow. Keep an eye to whether you're getting freezing rain or sleet or those other things. And again, the Euro, even though it's warmer for us right here in Hampton Roads, you see how heavy the snow is across northern parts of the U.S., the Northeast. All right, before we come off of this, I just wanted to show you the ice potential with the Euro, and you can see what it's doing. This is through Sunday morning. Initially, probably more snow than ice, but as we go overnight and some of that warmer air starts to work in, you see those areas out to the west, Ahoskie, Emporia, 1/4 inch of sleet or freezing rain potentially. Then as we go through the afternoon, this is where you really have some significant potential for sleet or ice accumulation. Those areas farther west, I think about Emporia, Wakefield, traveling 58 from Franklin out through I-95 at Emporia. There could be some really messy conditions, especially secondary roads that don't get the same treatment that the main kind of arteries do. And this is through Sunday afternoon. You can see the heavy stuff and even more overnight potentially, depending on how things play out. So nothing to sneeze at here. Even if you don't get the snow that some folks were hoping for, there could still be some significant amounts of freezing rain or sleet across parts of the area. All right, through Saturday afternoon and evening, that snow overtakes here. That's the GFS. Look at the snow, heavy at times, and then the transition, and then eventually the rain creeps into the picture there, especially near the coast. That's early Sunday. I think it's significant to note here, Eugene, how it transitions back over to snow early Monday. So refreezing and potential snow early Monday, something else we're watching for. The Euro shows that start again late Saturday night snow. You're looking outside, you're going, oh, look, it's beautiful, it's snowing. And then we start to see some mix and that transition to rain near the coast, and then more rain. And look at that cold air wedge shaded in pink there across Virginia's Piedmont back out towards the mountains. Could see some more issues with ice out that way. Not that everybody's going to be caked in ice, but the potential's there for sleet and some ice accumulation. That shows us more ending as rain early Monday with the Euro. So that's a look. Now here's a quick look at the 7-day forecast. Mostly sunny today, 46 the high. Yesterday's high was 37. Tomorrow, 60. Remember that tomorrow when you get outside, it was 60.
That's first of all, that's incredible.
You know what's coming.
Like, to know what's coming in and knowing that tomorrow we're going to have a high of 60 is mind-boggling.
So Friday, we get the Arctic front pushing into the region, and behind that Arctic front, highs in the low 30s. Through the weekend, Sunday into Monday, Tuesday, and really most of next week as well. I think we get one day where we jump up a little bit next week. But aside from that, we are forecasting below average temperatures really for like the next 10 to 14 days.
Mother Nature just wanted to give us a little taste of something because she knows what's coming.
Thursday's like, here you go.
It's
like, want a lick?
I don't want a single complaint because I gave you what you wanted.
It's the old Eddie Murphy ice cream bit. Want a lick? Nope. Psych. Yeah. Want to warm up? Nope. Anyway, that's what we're looking at, guys. Man. And again, a potentially serious situation this weekend. That's why our weather team's working so hard to keep folks updated. No hype, no crazy spin or anything, just sharing data with you at this point. As we get a little closer, we will start really staking the flags in the ground, saying, okay, we're going to see 1 to 2 inches here, or we're going to see 4 inches there, or 6 to 8. We'll start putting out those bands ranging with what everything really starts to point to, and that picture gets clearer as we get, a couple days out. So we're getting close to that window, but we're not quite there yet.